Noah Brown, not for nothing, it takes a lot of personal strength as well to keep your feet on the ground in a moment like that and not just want to enter the fracas that's happening in front of you for the ball, because so often we see the Hail Mary tip and the ball just kind of drops somewhere else and no one's standing there. So shout out to Noah Brown. Peter, you want to go right to that play at the end of the game, or is there anything you want to unpack that happened before that?
I want to take literally 3 seconds for Commanders fans to just take a moment, look around, and enjoy this. It has been so long since Washington has been the hot team, since Washington's had the ball bounce the right way, since Washington has been the team that networks are flexing into. Washington deserves everything because of all of what these fans have been through the last 2 decades. And I want you all at home who are Commanders fans to take a minute to remember exactly where you were on October 28th, the Monday after that Hail Mary game, where it felt so good to be in first place in the division and also knowing that you've got the quarterback of the future. I also want to go back into this game and see how we got here.
Do it.
The Bears, man. God, I don't know. Let's go to the Doug Kramer handoff. Doug Kramer Jr. This is after a drive where Caleb was making incredible plays and DeAndre Swift was carving up the defense. You can give the ball to a backup offensive tackle. Then I want to go to this one here. Where is the defense? They allow Zacchaeus to get out of bounds.
That's the play before the Hail Mary.
That's the play before the Hail Mary. And then this. This is the... Kyle, Jayden Daniels had 12 seconds.
I hate it so
Look
much.
at the pass rush they're offering here. If you, this is from this one here.
That's
all right,
to lead up.
That's to lead up to it. Now let's get to the Hail Mary itself. We go a 4-man pass rush again, and you don't have anyone to actually rush him. Jayden is dipping and diving. I am not here to knock the Bears defense, but Eberflus is a defensive coordinator. Eberflus is a defensive head coach. The late game management of this was inexplicable, and I didn't even get to Tyrique Stevenson, who was taunting the crowd while the ball was in play. One of the epic losses for a team, the Chicago Bears, and it negates an incredible drive by Caleb Williams and an incredible play down the stretch to get his team a lead. Congratulations, Commanders fans. This is what we wanted to see when we got this game flexed in. And Jayden Daniels, who only practiced 1 day last week and miraculously got ready to go for this one, deserves all the kudos, as well as Dan Quinn and his staff. But what could have been if the Bears just didn't shoot themselves in the foot 30 times leading up to that moment?
Your instincts are great about the Commanders. My brother-in-law, Jim, is a diehard Commanders, Redskins fan going back. He texted me this morning, I can finally stop watching replays of Darrell Green's punt return against the Bears in 1988. We've really got something. Let me say this about Jayden Daniels. There are good players, and then there are great players. And you think I'm done. I'm not. Then there's a very special group of special players. That's a special player. And great players, I can list a bunch of great players in the league right now who I don't think are special. Jayden Daniels is special. They get the bounce. They make the play. The intangible happens. You watch him, you can't take your eyes off him. It's unbelievable. I would just say this about the Bears part of it. They had this really cool comeback in the fourth quarter, and Caleb got to be the hero. And then there's this freak act of God type play, and you lose by it, and you die with your boots on, and damn, that was a good game, and we let it get away, but we had it. And you feel a little bit dignified about the end of the – and then you see Tyrique Stevenson, and it just really just defiles everything that you stood for in that game. If you didn't see this play, then you haven't been on the internet. That's the Hail Mary. That's Tyrique Stevenson, an active defensive back. The receivers don't just get the ball snapped. They're 30 to 40 yards downfield as he is literally taunting the crowd. My question would be, I have many, Tyrique, what were you saying to the crowd? Were you saying, yeah, I'm the guy who got cooked by McLaurin all day. Yeah, I'm the guy who got a personal foul for poking a lineman in the eye. What were you saying? You didn't have a day. You didn't do anything. And it's just like Matt Eberflus's thing, his buzzword that he has in the locker room was accountability, accountability. I've never seen that in any level of sport. I've never seen that in a high school football game where the receivers are running down the field and he has his back turned, talking trash as the game is still going on. It is so bad. It is so Bush League. It is so embarrassing. It's just terrible. He tweeted his apology last night because I'm sure some staffer got to him or something like he should have. And he said the right things, and God bless him. He's a young player that they really like out of Miami. He's in his second year. He's a talented player. I do not agree with the Masters who say, suspend him, suspend him. I think you need him. He's a good player. You're not going to hurt your team by suspending him. And believe me, he could go on to become Ed Reed meets Polamalu meets Ronnie Lott, and they will never forget this, ever. This is a life sentence for him. It's a terrible, embarrassing play at the end of a game that should have been remembered for the Hail Mary exclusively. Not to mention, he runs over at the end, jumps up, bats the ball directly in the air like he's freaking Karch Karai, setting it for the perfect spike. You couldn't have done it better in Olympic volleyball. He, boom, and buttery into my hands. So this is not torches out for some DB on the Bears, Dave. That is an all-time internet video. That transcends the NFL videos. That goes back to the Great Blady and all crazy like world type stuff. That is an all-time internet video. It should be just the Hail Mary itself, but the Bears played a role in it too. I hate to see it, but you'll never recover from that. Sorry.
Yeah, it's one that caught my eye too. In fact, run that tape back again because it's something interesting here. This is something that is rehearsed a lot of times in practice, but you see Stevenson down there at the bottom. But then look at it. His energy, he's in that oh shoot mode, and now he's sprinting over. So by the time the ball is over there, you can see him kind of over there now, situating. His momentum takes him up and over, and then that kind of takes the ball. But if he's in position early enough, then that way maybe perhaps he has less momentum and the ball goes down versus going up behind him. But he has to control his momentum because he's in oh shoot. He was never under control. In that situation, you want to be able to box out and be under control. He was frantic from the beginning because he was talking smack. So you're right. It's embarrassing for Stevenson. I don't know if the apology necessarily gets him out of that, but I will say that play by Jayden Daniels was absolutely outstanding. I think it needs to be renamed. I don't know if they can beat me to the lower third here, but this isn't a Hail Mary. This took place in our national capital. This should be called Hail to the Chief, fitting for the commander-in-chief for this team. This dude played balls out. I mean, this right here was a Hail Mary or a Hail to the Chief. Out of the book of Genesis. This was outstanding. This just proves that, like, literally miraculous things happen when you're literally losing a rib to get a ball out to your wide receiver like that. I mean, I just absolutely love it. I was going nuts. I called our EP. I said, yo, man, like, this is crazy. He's like, Akbar, man, go to bed. I was like, no, this is crazy. Did you see it? It was really fun.